because this is the audio Blake and Ryan's agent seemingly didn't want you to hear.
Let the record show for those listening at home, Ari just slit his throat. I mean, it's a up, bad situation that Baldoni, whatever his name is doing. And his partner. Now, he was your client too, until until I fired him.
The truth is finally out, and no matter how much they try to bury it, the evidence is glaring for everyone to see. Blake and her dragon thought they could keep this under wraps, but the more they scheme, the more their skeletons come tumbling out of the closet. It's almost funny at this point. Every time they try to erase the truth, it backfires spectacularly. And this time? Oh, they failed miserably. So let's dive into the mess they desperately tried to hide. After all their underground plotting, they believed they had successfully erased every trace of Ari Emanuel's sarcastic and shady interview with Freakonomics Radio. But surprise, surprise, it didn't work. The interview may have been wiped from official sources, but what they didn't count on was a press guy in the room who had the good sense to record the whole thing. And now? It's out in the open. The full tea on Justin Baldoni's shady and sudden firing from WME has been exposed, and let's just say the optics are not looking good for Ari Emanuel, Ryan Reynolds, and his ever-controlling wife, Blake Lively.
Needed to hear this audio, and there's now no way they can deny this claim. There's no way that this claim gets denied, that what they did hurt Justin Baldoni's career and hurt his...
Here's the thing, Ari Emanuel was not happy with Baldoni. But instead of acting like a responsible executive and conducting a proper investigation, he decided to blindly follow Ryan and Blake's lead and just sacked him, no questions asked. And he clearly admitted to that in the leaked audio.
Now, he was your client too, until I fired him.
Did you hear that? I fired him. Yeah, he was. I fired him. Because you didn't even know his name? Like, so disrespectful.
You can hear just how much disdain Ari had for Baldoni. Oh, he was being petty and sarcastic, calling him everything but his actual name. Bone? Bonzi? As if mispronouncing his name like some schoolyard bully somehow justified anything.
Manuel of WME, who is Blake, Ryan, and was Justin's agent, spoke very negatively, calling Justin baloney, all this stuff. He leveled in and talked about why he believes Blake and Ryan, while seemingly continue to defame Justin. This is an agent, mind you, who has not yet publicly dropped Diddy, but he dropped Justin Baldoni because Blake and Ryan made...
So let's get this straight. Ari has no problem being P. Diddy's agent, but Justin Baldoni? Oh no, he had to go because Blake and Ryan said so? It was crystal clear that Ari didn't like Baldoni, simply because Baldoni was the one who exposed Ryan and Blake's behind-the-scenes antics. And Ari Emanuel? He clearly adores them.
I've known Ryan and Blake for over a decade. They're really incredible people. In Hollywood, they have been incredibly successful. People work with them. They've never had any bad mojo out there and treated people badly. They kind of are charitable because we help them with their foundation. They give them tons of money away.
Ari went on a full-blown PR campaign, painting Ryan and Blake as the perfect Hollywood couple, the generous philanthropists, the beloved figures with squeaky clean reputations. Like, please, Ari, are you stuck in the late ES? Because if you'd been paying attention to literally anything over the last decade, you'd know that Blake Lively is no saint. And Ryan? Let's just say that a nice guy act has some pretty visible cracks. The public isn't blind. No matter how hard Ari tries to gaslight everyone, people remember what they saw and heard.
You're saying he's known Ryan Blake for 10 years, which I think we also saw this in the quote. He says, you know, they've never had any bad mojo in all the time they've worked in Hollywood, which is not true. As we know, years and years worth of old interviews and stuff are coming out to show like what a pain in the ass these two are, which sucks.
Now, social media is a really good thing at times because it lets people, stars, connect with their fans. But these two guys used it in an evil way, if that's true. And we just have to be cognizant that you can root, and they should no longer be out there intimidating people, using social media now and trying to hurt them and using their what they have been doing prior to it now to go against them. They should just stop since they think they're innocent and let the process play itself out.
Ari really tried to push this whole narrative about how social media should be used responsibly and not for attacking Blake and Ryan. Oh, so now he suddenly cares about internet discourse. Where was all that energy when Blake was allegedly stirring up tension between Penn Badgley and the rest of the crew? Ari wants people to believe Blake has never been problematic, but he conveniently ignores the long list of controversies she's been involved in.
He just outright lies too. I love it. Outright lies. If he can't really say anything actually good about them as like a testament to their actual character. So he says they've been very successful. Yes, we know that. And then he flat out lies. Ari flat out lies. He says there's never been any bad mojo surrounding them. They've never had any issues with anyone. Give me a break. There are people lining up on the internet to complain about those two.
This concerned the making of the film where there's scenes and there's, I guess, what is called in Hollywood an intimacy coordinator.
They didn't have much. I mean, and then they went after him on social media. It's disgusting.
Can I just say this is very juvenile, but when I first read that and I knew I was going to be talking to you, I was wondering, I was trying to picture like Ari Emanuel on set as an intimacy coordinator. Is that a role, a job you
No, I mean,
could do well?
It is actually not a joke. I mean, that's actually an important role. She felt that she was not being protected. She complained, and then these people tried to go after her. They should stop. And they're still trying to do it.
This whole intimacy coordinator situation? A complete mess. According to Ari, Blake had complained that there was no intimacy coordinator on set. But here's the plot twist, Justin Baldoni did have one. So why was Blake suddenly making noise about it? Oh, because she never used one herself. The irony is unreal.
She didn't want to meet with them.
And it also slipped from her mouth during an interview.
So talk to me about how sometimes you were even the intimacy coordinator in some of those sexier scenes, like we saw you.
That shouldn't be happening, by the way. I just want to be clear that you should not be the intimacy coordinator. You should definitely hire intimacy coordinators, which we did have.
Blake Lively, the woman who allegedly insists on controlling every detail on set, suddenly had an issue with how someone else was running their production. And when the backlash hit, Ari rushed to her defense, asking the public to back off, claiming she was being unfairly targeted. No sir, she was rightfully called out for her behavior, and after all those ridiculous defenses of Blake and Ryan, Ari casually admitted that he fired Baldoni because of sexual harassment allegations.
What was your role? Did you fire him as a
I fired
fireman?
them. I'll ride or die. And they're good people. Yeah.
Mind you, there was no solid proof, no thorough investigation. Just Blake and Ryan's word, and just like that? Baldoni was out. Let's take a moment to let the hypocrisy sink in. This is the same talent agency that represents Diddy. Yes, that Diddy, the man drowning in lawsuits and accused of just about everything under the sun. And yet somehow, he still has a place at WME, but Baldoni, a man who hasn't even been found guilty of anything, oh, he had to go immediately. Make it make sense.
This is an agent, mind you, who has not yet publicly dropped Diddy, but he dropped Justin Baldoni because Blake and Ryan made him. As the articles have come out, it turns out more and more that, yeah, WME was pretty much forced by Ryan and Blake to drop Justin.
It's obvious what happened here. Ari was pressured. He was willing to throw Baldoni under the bus to keep his precious golden couple happy. It's honestly pathetic.
These are good people that have been in the business for decades and have never had any bad press about them.
He really had the nerve to double down, insisting that Blake and Ryan are good people. Let's get real, good people don't take away a man's livelihood. Good people don't steal a director's movie, push him into Hollywood exile, and then slap him with accusations that haven't even been proven in court. But sure, let's all pretend Blake and Ryan are just innocent victims here. Guess what? The court of public opinion isn't buying it. Blake and her dragon might think they can silence the truth, but history has shown, time and time again, their tricks always get exposed. Just like this once deleted interview. So what happens now? Well, one thing's for sure, this tea is far from over. The internet is watching. And no matter how many PR spins they try to throw at us, people know what's really going on. As for Blake and her dragon, they can keep playing their little games. But the way things are going, it's only a matter of time before their whole empire starts to crumble. I mean, she's already lost 3 times against Baldoni in court. So stay tuned, because this saga is just getting started, and trust me, we'll be here to update you on every single detail.